Two Florida lawmakers are proposing gun safety legislation in response to the Pulse nightclub shooting in Orlando. State Representative Carlos Guillermo Smith and State Senator Linda Stewart are filing those bills. ABC 7's Kate Flexer joins us now with a look at what this legislation would mean. Kate?
Thanks, Scott. Those legislators, along with anti-gun groups, say more needs to be done to stop people like the Pulse nightclub shooter from buying certain kinds of weapons.
It was the deadliest shooting in U.S. history when a man walked into Pulse nightclub in Orlando, killing 49 people.
Well, I was shocked, of course, because there were so many people who were killed and who were injured. And then I was angry.
For Ken Sheelan of Equality Florida, that anger comes from a lack of action from elected officials.
This was the worst shooting in the United States, in the history of the United States, and we haven't done anything about it.
7 months after the shooting, though, state legislators are taking action, filing bills in the House and Senate Thursday that would ban assault rifles and high-capacity ammunition magazines.
This sort of weapon is inappropriate in the hands of a private individual. There's no need for it. There's only one purpose for it, which is to kill a lot of people.
But others disagree.
It's ultimately trying to address a problem with violence, but it's going about it in the wrong way.
Brooke Missantone, co-owner of the Bullet Hole Gun Shop in Sarasota, says the proposed legislation, while well-intended, wouldn't be effective.
Banning things doesn't make a problem go away because the wrong elements can always get their hands on the wrong things. I mean, drugs are banned, and they're quite prevalent in our society.
Missantone says an outright ban of assault weapons would do little to prevent these acts of violence.
You take them away from people that get them through proper means, not the people that get them through improper means that have intent to do ill.
For Sheelan, while it may not eradicate the problem altogether, it's an important step in the right direction.
If there are other things that we need to do later on because it doesn't have the effect we need, then we can take further action. But this would be an important first step.
Moving forward, those bills do face a great deal of opposition in a Republican-controlled legislature. Scott?
All right, Kate, thank you. During the upcoming legislative session, Florida lawmakers will also consider a controversial abortion bill filed by Sarasota native and state representative Joe Gruters. The bill seeks to ban abortions 20 or more weeks after fertilization instead of 24 weeks. Abortion opponents argue that fetuses can feel pain at 20 weeks, although that assertion is disputed by many abortion rights supporters. This legislation also would place detailed reporting requirements on doctors who perform abortions and would set aside money to pay for legal costs in defending the measure if it becomes law. Grutter says the bill is common sense and it would not restrict anyone's ability to get an abortion.
Nobody's rights being taken away. What we're trying to do, we're just trying to say, listen, once the baby feels pain, it should be protected under law. If you want to have an elective abortion, do it in the first 5 months of pregnancy.
The so-called fetal pain abortion bill is now law in 15 states. On Saturday, Republicans and Democrats will be voting for the next chairman of their state parties, the person who will guide future campaigning across the state. For Democrats, 5 candidates have stepped up to fill the vacant seat after a disappointing election cycle that ended with Hillary Clinton losing in Florida. On the Republican side, local state committeeman Christian Ziegler is challenging the incumbent Blaise Ingoglia from Hernando County. Leadership changes will have the biggest impact during the governor's race and other elections coming up in 2018.
When you start looking at that, we're on our own. We're not going to have the benefit of having Donald Trump at the top of the ticket and the energy that brought. And our organization is really, we're going to have to self-sustain ourselves.
I just think it's incredibly important this year, coming out of what we did in the last election cycle. And there's a lot of people that are probably more motivated than they've ever been.
Tonight on ABC 7 at 7, local party members describe their needs moving forward, and we take a look at some of the drama unfolding in each race. Well, tonight, country stars Ricky Skaggs and Kentucky Thunder will perform at the Manatee County Fair. For more on what you'll find this year on the Midway, let's get back to Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan live tonight in Palmetto. Hi, Bob.
Hi, Scott. One of the songs they sing, by the way, is Highway 41 Blues, or 40 Blues. I made it to Highway 41 Blues because we had a hard time getting here. Traffic was jammed up, but now it's pretty good here getting out to the fairgrounds in Manatee County in Palmetto. And it is a beautiful night tonight. And I just happened to see these young folks walking on by, and I said, you guys got to be 4-H'ers, are you?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, and what's your name?
Andrew Bennett.
Andrew, now they have a big show coming up here in just a little bit at 6 o'clock at the exhibition hall with the dairy, right? The cows there. What do you guys do?
We do steers and heifers and pigs and plants.
And do you like the rabbits?
Yes, I like the rabbits. 2 of my friends are showing them.
Are they? Well, what's their names, you know?
One of them is Maddie and one of them is Morgan.
All right, I like that. What's your name?
Kate Bennett.
Do you like the fair?
Yes.
Are you from Manatee County?
Yes.
All right. Well, I look forward to seeing you guys at shows coming up next week, right?
Yes.
All right. The weather. How you like the weather?
It's awesome.
It's awesome. Yeah. Go. You guys gonna ride some rides?
Maybe.
Yeah. Maybe I'll see you down the road. I'm gonna get a little bit of some fried food here in a little bit, but the weather couldn't be better. Thanks a lot, you guys. I appreciate it. That's what the fair is all about. A few light rain showers now into central Florida. Stay right here. It's all right. Central Florida. Moving off to the west right now. There's some ominous looking cloud right overhead, but there's no rain here. Things looking pretty good as far as that goes. And really, if we see anything at all here tonight, it would be a brief shower for more than a couple of minutes. That would be about it. And then things looking pretty good as far as that goes. We'll have much more on the forecast. Let you know how the rest of the week's going and for your big shows there. And you guys enjoy the rest of the fair, all right?
Yes, sir. You too.
All right. Enjoy yourselves. See you later, cuties.
See ya. See ya.
I like that. Back to you, Scott.
All right, Bob Harrigan, always making friends wherever he goes live. Thank you so much, Bob.
Yeah.
A newborn girl stolen from a Florida hospital 18 years ago has been found alive. The teen is in South Carolina, where police are accusing the woman who raised her of kidnapping. A Jacksonville sheriff announced today that a DNA analysis has identified the young woman as that missing baby, while the woman who raised her, Gloria Williams of Walterboro, South Carolina, has been arrested for kidnapping and interference with custody. The woman's birth family is rejoicing, but how and when the young woman will reconnect with them is up to her.
Last night we received confirmation that the young woman that we contacted in South Carolina is in fact Kamaya Mobley. She has a lot to process. She has a lot to think about.
She was only 8 hours old when she was taken by a woman posing as a nurse from University Medical Center in 1998. A slight change to service plans for an Orange County Sheriff's deputy with ties to the Suncoast who was killed in a motorcycle crash. Norman Lewis will be remembered at Murdoch Baptist Church in Port Charlotte on Monday. A viewing will be held from noon to 2 p.m., with the service beginning at 2. Lewis was looking for an accused cop killer when he was hit by a vehicle. All this week, ABC 7 has been bringing you special reports from Parris Island in South Carolina. ABC 7's Christopher Bradley spent the past 5 days at the Marine Corps Recruit Depot to see what it takes to become a Marine. Today, a class of new Marines graduated along with a Venice native.
This week has been busy, 4:30 a.m. to nearly 9 every night, and in between all the things some of us never thought we would do. Venice native Private Jeffrey Gannon knew exactly what he was doing, at least. Gannon has spent the last 3 months here on Parris Island becoming a Marine.
They're rough, but you realize in the end that every little thing that you do is for a reason, and everything makes sense and it all comes together at the end.
Throughout his journey from civilian to Marine, Private Gannon has learned the basics of survival. Our group got a small taste of that, including learning how to rappel down a 47-foot wall.
We're excited. It's our second time. Yeah. Second time.
What was the first time like?
Oh gosh. The leaning back. Yeah, the leaning back is not good.
If that wasn't tough enough, right after we went over to the gas chamber. It's a painful but non-lethal dose of CS gas. So right now we're in the gas chamber at the Marine Corps base. Oh, I can't do this. Oh, God. So recruits come in here. They were burning more gas in there, and I couldn't stand it. But the recruits have to go in there for about 5 minutes. They have to take their gas masks off and then put them back on and then remain in there for about 5 minutes in total. I lasted less than 10 seconds. The purpose is to teach recruits how to survive in the event of a chemical attack. We climbed obstacles, got into a sand pit, and marched in formation, all while drill instructors shouted directions.
Now scream, I'm here! All of you scream, I'm here! I say something, you say something back! I said something, so say something back!
I still have no clue what she was saying. Private Gannon might know, but he's done. On Friday, he and his fellow recruits officially became Marines.
I feel like I have broader shoulders, I feel more confident, and just feel like, I don't know, everything you worked for finally came true, and I feel a lot better. Ready to go home, though.
Private Gannon is heading home for 10 days before he continues on his journey as a U.S. Marine. In Parris Island, South Carolina, Christopher Brantley, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
Thank you, Christopher, and congratulations to Private Gannon. What an accomplishment. Still to come in your Suncoast News, an indictment has been announced for workers of a Japanese company allegedly responsible for automotive-related deaths. Stay with us.
Come into a California Closet showroom to experience our quality materials and construction and collaborate with our designers to create the perfect custom solution for any room. Go to CaliforniaClosets.com to request a free design consultation and locate the showroom nearest to you.
Selling your home? Insist on a 3D showcase tour from Gulf Shores Realty. Virtual tours are flat and boring and look more like a slideshow than a tour. A 3D tour from Gulf Shores Realty is like actually walking through the home without the drive. Get instant access to your next home from any device. Multiple views give homebuyers a perspective like no other. For a limited time, mention ABC7 and Gulf Shores Realty will provide a complimentary 3D tour with your new listing.
We are going to build a great society where no man or woman are the victim of fear or poverty or hatred, where every man and woman has a chance for fulfillment and prosperity and hope.
What to do when your heating or air conditioning needs service or, heaven forbid, replacement? Call Air Now today. We've been serving Sarasota and Manatee County since 1946. We offer $49.95 tune-ups, lease or finance options, and remember, service today or it's free.
I heard about the Detoli Cancer Center through friends of mine who had been treated here and were very pleased with the treatment.
If there is prostate cancer, we at the Detoli Cancer Center will find it using 3D color flow Doppler ultrasound.
And that helped precisely identify where my cancer was and some additional cancers that were not found during the biopsy. I would recommend the Detoli Cancer Center. As a group of human beings, they are unbelievably great.
The official salon of ABC 7.
Flooring Depot has been serving Sarasota and Manatee counties for over 20 years with the best products and installation. Flooring Depot offers carpet, tile, hardwood, and more. Before you buy, give us a try. Stop by our showroom or visit us on the web at bestvaluecarpet.com.
There's never been a better time to call California Closets. Now, during our Winter White event, save up to 20% when you upgrade to an Italian-inspired wood grain finish. Contact us for your free design consultation today. Visit our showroom or online at CaliforniaClosets.com.
Treatment for cancer may often involve several medications. ABC 7's Alex Redmond joins us now with how a GPS test now helps doctors choose the best treatment that a patient's cancer will respond to. Alex?
That's right, Scott. Many of us know what it's like to drive a car to a location without the aid of technology and a GPS. Well, now this GPS system for cancer allows patients to accurately diagnose the treatment better, and also for patients that will eliminate the treatments that aren't going to work as well.
Well, the doctor was looking at the CT scan and he shook his head and he said, "You have lung cancer, I'm sorry."
Lisa Vince says these are the words that changed everything.
The cancer was in my left lung and it had gone into the lymph nodes of the left side of my neck and the center of my chest.
Vince says her biggest fear was she would be medically treated improperly for her inoperable cancer.
My mother had chemo, she had radiation, nothing worked. She was very ill as a result of undergoing the treatments, blood transfusions, and I didn't want that to be my same destiny.
We tested her tumor. We found that normal treatment guidelines suggested certain treatments which would not work.
Many of us remember what it was like to drive a car to a location without the aid of technology. Well, now this GPS system for cancer will allow physicians to more accurately diagnose the treatment for that patient and eliminate the treatments that aren't going to work.
What we did is we treated her with an unusual regimen based on the testing that we had from GPS, and the patient had a complete response.
So for the last 40 years, we've been using chemotherapy, and there are multiple types of chemotherapy in which we use for breast cancer and lung cancer. Sadly, what we've had to do as doctors is literally just guess which chemotherapy would work on you as a patient.
Surgeon and scientist Dr. Patrick Soon-Shiong explains how GPS cancer takes the guesswork out of treatment.
We can, for the first time, measure the proteins in the patient's cancer tissue before you make a decision of which drug will be effective.
And saves the patient's immune system, says Dr. Soon-Shiong.
She had a complete remission. All of her cancer disappeared. After the chemotherapy was done, she received radiation to her chest, and she's now out well over a year and has a continued complete remission from her cancer.
1 year after GPS cancer helped Dr. Mamis treat Vince.
I'm perfectly healthy. I have no cancer. There's no indication of any cancer whatsoever.
And Sarasota oncologist Dr. Stephen Mamis started using cancer GPS on patient Lisa Vince 1 year ago to this day, and she remains cancer-free. Dr. Mamis is in good company because Dr. Soon-Shiong is the scientist who announced the formation of Cancer Moonshot 2020. You may have heard of it. Back to you, Scott.
All right, thank you so much, Alex. Great story. Now to Suncoast Traffic Watch. There's a crash on I-75, and it's slowing traffic in the northbound lanes of I-75 right near the Fruitville Road exit. You can see all the red on the map before you get to Fruitville and then beyond up to University Parkway. So slow going at this hour. Let's get back now to Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan, live tonight at the Manatee County Fair in Palmetto. Bob?
Scott, thanks a lot. You know, one thing I like about the Manatee County Fair, besides all the great food that is here, we got some hamburgers and hot dogs and corn dogs and obviously the fried butter. We'll be getting to that a little bit later. But the entertainment acts that come on by, like this one right here. Get a look at this. It's the Magic Carpet Ride. Look at how do you do that? Oh, he just coughed up a donut.
Stop too quick.
Can I have some of that?
Apologize about that. That was
yeah,
wrong.
You just had that a while back. What is your name?
My name's Steve. Steve the Pretty Good.
Yeah.
And I do a little bit of magic here at the fair.
Right.
Yep. Did you want to see something good?
Yeah, let's see some quick magic. Right, besides the donut popping out of your mouth.
Yeah, that's not gross. Here we go. Disappears on the count of 3. Goes quick. 1, 2.
Whoa!
No, look, it's right up there. Let's try again. Here we go. 1, 2. See, the batteries are low. Let me check.
Oh, no. Right through the, that was good, Steve. I don't know if that's good for dinner, but that's good.
That's dangerous. That's a Sharpie.
Yeah, so's eating a fried thing of butter, too, and I'll be doing that in a little bit. Thanks a lot for all your entertainment here.
Have fun, you guys. Come on out and see the fair.
Good seeing you again.
Take care.
Take care. There he goes, flying away in the magic carpet. I don't know how he does that. It's pretty good. I can tell you this, the weather's pretty good. We had a brief scare here just a minute ago, but no rain at all as it moved on through. Lakewood Ranch webcam showing we have right now partly cloudy skies and not a problem. We have 1 or 2 lone showers around, but not a lot of significant rainfall. And the Lakewood Ranch webcam showing generally partly cloudy skies right now. Look for a comfortable evening, really. Temperatures staying into the 60s all the way through 11 o'clock tonight. The gates opened here at 5 o'clock, and we have, again, Ricky Skaggs playing at 7:30. And that should be no problems as far as that goes, and that is covered by the cost of admission. 76, beautiful sunset right there, 61 degrees. As far as the dew point temperature goes. The low this morning was 61. The high today, 80 degrees, 2 days in a row now at 80 degrees now. And no rainfall to report. And looks like for the time being, we have no rain really in sight here. We'll see a slight chance for a few showers for the evening, but the rain chance less than 20%. Tomorrow's forecast looking good. Temperatures warming into the upper 70s to low 80s. Right now it's 76 in Sarasota, 70 now in Orlando, 73 at Lake Placid, 76 in Inglewood, and some light rainfall now occurring across parts of California. Thankfully, that heavy rain has moved on, and some freezing rain now into southern sections of Ohio, but no real significant weather watches or warnings at this point. Temperatures, the cold air moves south and east, but not this far south. You know, last weekend we had the coldest air of the season, but that's going to stay to our north. That Arctic air will spread mainly to the east, stay near Dallas and then spreading off toward Cleveland and St. Louis, but not terribly cold. It's going to be moderating a bit as it moves through time. Now, as far as the forecast goes for us, we're looking at that east wind continuing around an area of high pressure, which will bring just occasionally some clouds in the afternoon, and that would be about it. Boating forecast, northeast winds looks good for boaters. Unlike last week's weather warnings and advisories, things are going to be okay here. Water temperature now at 65 degrees, and as far as the tides go, upcoming 650 for a low tide, and then tonight partly cloudy and mild, 58 for a low. That's above average, obviously, and then the extended forecast is calling for beautiful weather tomorrow, fair weather, if you will, a nice weekend ahead, and we will see just a slight chance for a few showers come Thursday and into Friday. Well, I'll tell you, I had a chance to do a little fishing just a couple of days ago out on Anna Maria Pier. The red tide is gone, and so's the cold weather. Here's what they're catching.
For over 100 years, people have been coming to the Anna Maria City Pier in hopes of catching the big one. And for nearly that long, 98 years to be exact, next Tuesday, Bill here, who served in the Navy in Pearl Harbor, was giving it a shot on this day.
You got one too, huh? Oh, got a nice little sheep's head there.
All you need is a rod, reel, bait, and some patience. No license required here on the pier. And Gloria, an immigrant from the Philippines, knows a thing or two about how to catch them right here. She's been coming here almost every day for over 2 decades.
I got here in America in 1991. I start fishing here. So everybody's here in the restaurant and here, they know me.
She was all too happy to show me her catch thus far, and more were on the way.
I love fishing. I love fish, I love fishing. This is my sport.
While her better half, Ralph, using tube worms, was bringing in this little guy,
way too little.
Gloria, using oyster crabs, scores the biggest one of them all.
That's the biggest one of the day right there.
That's a big one.
Oh my gosh, look at that.
Sir Edward from England was enjoying the day, even though Gloria was showing him up.
Lovely today and yesterday. I went golfing yesterday.
Oh yeah, fishing and golfing, that's the life.
He didn't seem to mind. And finally, this couple from New York, Bob and Joyce, who have been married for 58 years and even went fishing on their honeymoon, keeps the action going.
Reel when you go down. Here, you got it.
A great day and place to do some fishing and meet some great people on the pier.
Yeah, lots of fun out there. Anna Maria, it's going to be great over the weekend, too. Get this, Show Me the Fish charter. Tanner catching this one about 45 feet of water. That's Show Me the Fish, and that's Captain Larry McGuire. This is Captain Rick Grassett's one of the guys who paid. Nick catching this huge snook. They caught some redfish as well as some trout. And then Chris Rosenberg getting this one. Shot by Jay Tinsky on the kayaks there, the pedal kayaks, catching a nice spotted sea trout. And we were here doing the weather live, and all of a sudden this young man comes up to me and says, Bob, thanks for putting us on the television. And you're from Mayaca City Elementary. I talked to your school about a month ago, right?
Yep.
And how did I do?
You did pretty good.
You better say pretty good. Have you ever been fishing before?
Yes, a couple times.
And what'd you catch?
Catfish.
All right, catfish. We'll work on that, all right? Thanks a lot, Peyton. I appreciate it, and I appreciate you coming up, and I hope you learned a lot from that little weather lesson, all right?
Yeah, I did.
Have fun. Have fun at the fair. Back to you, Scott. A lot of fun going on here. Back to you.
It sure looks like it. All right, Bob. Thank you so much. The Justice Department is indicting 3 workers accused of hiding airbag defects following an investigation into the Japanese airbag maker Takata. According to the indictment, the trio deceived car makers who purchased those inflators. The men allegedly knew back in 2000 that the inflators were not performing to specifications and had ruptured during testing. 16 people have died, more than 100 others have been hurt due to this defect. Takata is now set to suffer a corporate penalty over the defective airbags and massive recall. Stay with us. Entertainment news is coming up next.
Check out My Suncoast Dining on mysuncoast.com for Chef Judy's favorite recipes, cooking tips and trends, dining blogs, step-by-step videos, and Suncoast Restaurant Guide. You'll find it all at mysuncoast.com/dining.
Is your old garage door stuck or broken? Would a new one give you a lift? Let Precision Door Overhead Garage Door Service of Sarasota come to the rescue with prompt and affordable repair service. Replacement doors come with an array of styles and colors, and they are rated to meet and exceed exceed Florida standards. From estimates to installation, your satisfaction is our priority. If you're not 100% satisfied with any product, service, or installation, we will make it right, because Precision Door Service is a name you can trust.
Your home is the largest investment you have. So when you're looking for furniture, window treatments, and accessories from America's top brands like Henredon, American Leather, and Hunter Douglas, the only place you need to go is Bacon's. Quality, service, price. Bacon's Furniture and Design, Sarasota.
Florida's last private island is a waterfront lifestyle like no other. This is Harbor Isle, just 5 minutes from the sugar sand beaches of Anna Maria Island. This sun-splashed paradise invites you to enjoy natural adventures and all the recreation of a tropical resort. Island coach homes and waterfront condos are now available from the high 400s. Don't miss the Luxury by the Bay event, Saturday, January 21st from noon till 4 p.m. at Harbor Isle. Water ski show, luxury cars, wine tasting, model home tours, and more.
There are many choices when it comes to AC companies. Our advice? Choose a company that performs employee background checks and is licensed with top manufacturers like Daikin. Daikin offers a 12-year parts and labor limited warranty. For better comfort and value, call Elite Heating and Air.
Cancer does change people's lives. It is frightening. The treatment for fear is hope. And what works for you is not necessarily going to work for somebody else. It does take a whole team. This is a facility that really cares about the outcome of the patients. So our job at Saris Memorial Hospital is to meet the needs of that individual any way we need to meet them.
Outdoor living is one of the greatest perks about living in Florida. So whether this is your style, or this, or maybe this, contact Superior Pools. They've been building pools from Sarasota to Naples since 2001, and they would love to build yours.
2017, we're going to have our very own ride at Universal.
Move over Jimmy Fallon. In just a few months, you can see what it's like to host a late-night talk show. Universal Orlando says its newest ride, Race Through New York, starring Jimmy Fallon, will open April 6th. Riders will get an up-close look at the show's hilarious segments before taking off on a wild race through the Big Apple. Sounds fun. This newlywed couple pulled off their first dance in style, nailing the jump from the 80s hit Dirty Dancing. Look at that. And having the time of their lives, apparently. The bride says the movie has always been a favorite of hers, and when she proposed the performance to her fiancé, he agreed and was up to it. Now, the video is going viral with over 15 million Facebook views. Although they both said once it was over, they felt a lot of relief. Who can blame them? We'll be right back with more news. Stay with us.
Come into a California Closet showroom to experience our quality materials and construction and collaborate with our designers to create the perfect custom solution for any room. Go to CaliforniaClosets.com to request a free design consultation and locate the showroom nearest to you.